Bruce was brilliant against Geelong in the second semi-final, and along with his performance yesterday, which earned him the Norm Smith Medal as best of field, he was voted the best player of the final series by our World of Sport commentators, and he's here in the studio this afternoon to speak to Peter McKenna.
Congratulations, Bruce, on another magnificent game for Carlton in a finals game. Bruce, you've played in 3 premierships with Carlton. Did you get the same buzz and the same feeling about this one as the other 2?
Well, it was just as good, if not better, because there's a lot of new players in the side that haven't played in a premiership, and they were very enthusiastic, and that's how I felt as well.
Bruce, when you're out there, you look so cool and calm and collected when you come down the ground. You cover your man so well. Do you ever get that tense feeling like yesterday when you were 21 points behind in that towards the end of that third quarter? How was the feeling inside you?
Well, I was very worried. We were very lucky to get a couple of goals just before three-quarter time, but we were in a lot of trouble up till then.
Bruce, you've got a magnificent defence there. You've been part of it for many years there. How did you feel for your mate Jeff Southby when he couldn't take his place in that side?
Yes, well, I know he was very disappointed, and the players around him very disappointed as well. You know, he sets the example for the rest of us on the back line, which is the most pressure position.
And what about the other defenders? We mentioned, I said that a minute ago about the way they play so tight. Is there plenty of talk amongst you when you're out in the ground? You group together when you're in trouble and talk about it, or?
Well, that'd be the key of defence work, is teamwork and, you know, talking to let each one know how you're going.
I read an interesting thing in the paper this morning that David Parkin actually changed his training tactics with you personally, and sent you out for a couple of games of golf in the last few weeks. Do you think that helped you build yourself up for the finals, or what?
Yeah, I think that did help. I think you should do that right throughout the whole year.
Is it true? I think I'll make a comeback if you get that sort of training. Is it true that you play golf with your old mate there, Johnny O'Connell, and they tell me you got a premiership there up at Diamond Creek for the first time in 40 years, is that so?
That's right, since 1926. We're all very excited about that.
Well, when you decide to finish with Carlton, I'm sure Johnny will find a spot for you up in that Diamond Creek side for sure. What about Mike Fitzpatrick? What sort of inspiration was that for the rest of the players, the way he lifted himself when Carlton were in trouble?
Well, he played a great game yesterday. He set the example right from the first bounce. You know, he's really good in the centre because, you know, that's where the game sort of won or lost, and he set a good example. I
want to ask you about one of your imports, well, both of your imports, in fact, this year from Western Australia, Peter Bosustow and Hunter. How do you rate them as contributors to the Carlton side? Well,
Kenny's just had a great season. Same with Peter. I think they've both been for Recruits of the Year. Kenny's, you know, he's very cool and he's a great mark, takes the pressure off other players around him. And Peter, with his tackling on the forward line, has just made so much difference to our side.
Bruce, we hardly ever give the ladies a mention. How important has your wife, Sandy, been to you in your football career, especially at this time of the year when the finals are a pretty nerve-wracking time?
That's right. All the wives and girlfriends have been really good. With David Parkin, we've had a lot of outings together, and you know, they've been really helpful.
A tremendous amount of team spirit out there, isn't there?
That's right.
And what about when you got back to Carlton last night? I hear there was a magnificent reception, and how was the feeling amongst the boys when they faced the crowd up there at Princes Park?
Well, we're all very proud. At Collingwood, we always expect a tough game against them, and they never let us down any time we played them. It was really good to beat them because they've beaten us 3 times in a row now, and it was very pleasing.
Anyway, congratulations on a magnificent game, Bruce. I think you're the idol of the Carlton crowd and will be for many years to come.
He's not only the idol of the Carlton crowd, he's also the idol of all the football public in general, because I don't think in all the years I've watched Bruce play, he's done a foul thing on the ground. He's a perfectly tough player, but fair. But I would say one of the best back players or half-back flankers I've seen in all the years I've been playing or connected with football. And he's certainly a credit to the Carlton Football Club, there's no doubt about that, and to football in general. We're very proud to have you in here today, Brucey.
Thanks, sir.
We'd like you to take this sports kit from World of Sport. That's the Denker Rub, the champagne from Thomas Hardy, the Village Tasty Cheese, also the entertainments, and we'd like you and your wife, your lovely wife, to spend a weekend at the Rich River Country Club. That's a complimentary weekend there for the two of you. You'll enjoy that very much because there's plenty of sport and fun up there. And to remind you, visit to World of Sport, this magnificent Tosca bag And Tosca Travellers are always first class. And by golly, you've been going like that for about 300 games, Dilly, and God bless you.
Our commentators throughout the final series have voted 3-2-1 on the best player of the series, and after all votes had been tallied up, the winner was unquestionably Bruce Doull. So to make that presentation on behalf of the Bank of New South Wales, it's my pleasure now to hand over to John Curry. John?
Thank you very much, Sandy. Just before we make a presentation to Bruce, may I say on behalf of the bank, Sandy, how delighted we have been to be associated with World of Sport, and particularly the Wales footy panel, over many, many years, and we've valued that association. But we're here right now to congratulate Bruce. Bruce, you've played a magnificent matches over the final series, but not only that, right throughout the whole season, and I think it's a credit to football generally, the way that you've demonstrated sportsmanship on the field and the way that you have played the game. I'm very pleased to be able to present to you as being the best player of the final series, our Wales Bank cheque here, Bruce, for $1,000, and it comes with our best wishes, and congratulations to you again.
Good on you, Bruce. Good on you, Bruce.
I'd like to thank John and the Bank of New South Wales and Channel 7, and also the commentators who voted for me, and also special thanks to my teammates and Coach David Parkin.
All right then, Bruce, congratulations. Just before you go, we might, if we can, have a look at the voting, and it was very, very close indeed. The final result, the two Carlton boys fighting it out, Bruce Doull and Mike Fitzpatrick, just 1 point separating the two after our commentators had picked this on a 3-2-1 basis for the final series. So, Bruce, congratulations once again on a marvellous season.